blah, 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 blah. Oh my God. Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you are new here, welcome to reacting to the cruelest punishments they did back in the day when, I don't know. Actually, 16 BC. Reacting to the worst punishments in human history. Don't you just love when a man gets slaughtered for stealing one apple to feed his starving family? I know, like, we all just love it. No, but seriously, y'all, I just be recording stuff at this point. Yeah, I got nothing else to say. Let's just get into the video, y'all. These Apple Jacks is banging. Apple Jacks is like the best cereal in my opinion. Like, there's nothing that tops it. It's that and Raisin Bran.
Be quiet, because I heard you in the back talking about Raisin Bran is nasty.
Shut it. Be quiet. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Godly.
There are many horrific devices of the distant past that were intended to inflict unbearable pain or flat out kill their target. Some of these, such as the Brazen Bull, a brass statue in which the victim would be burned alive, sound pretty terrifying. The Breast Ripper, or Pear of Anguish.
My thing is with the old punishments back in like 16 BC, I don't know when they was doing these. Who had this much time to come up with this many torture methods? How bored were you? And how does one come to the government if they even had one to be like, yo, I just got the craziest idea ever. What if we made a tool that could open your chest cavity, but from your rectum, like you go in through the booty? Like, who was really thinking about this stuff? Who was sitting there in their bed pondering, putting stuff in their notes? And how were you not locked up?
And those in charge threatened to bring out the wheel. The Catherine wheel. You might think, well, that doesn't actually sound so bad.
I was about to say, how did they make the wheel scary?
We'll explain why in this episode of the infographic show, the Catherine wheel. According to legends, the Catherine wheel is named after Saint Catherine of Alexandria, who is a patron to those academically or philosophically inclined. And
imagine having a torture method named after you. Like, you're getting sued. I'm sorry, I gotta like get all my lawyers involved because this is madness. I don't want my name getting brought up and people just like start running away from me. Like, they just like shriek in fear. You are now punished to the kill of death. Like, why y'all got to use my name, y'all? I'm sorry, these Apple Jacks is actually banging. Back into the video.
It was a wheel made of wood, similar if not the same as those used on carriages. In addition to being made of hefty wood, these wheels were outfitted with a metal rim, though sometimes they would be modified so that they could inflict further damage with protruding iron blades. These massive wheels would then be dropped on convicts all over their body, breaking bones upon impact. Another approach was to tie a person to the wheel and hit his or her limbs with iron hammers or bars while the wheel was rotating.
They were just doing stuff. What do you mean you're dropping a wheel on me 30 times? You're tying me to a wheel and hitting me? You couldn't just tie me up to a pole or something, or tie me to a bed? No, it just had to be a wheel. Dude, y'all were just bored. Y'all were just testing stuff out. I picked up a penny off the ground and now I'm hanging off a wheel, getting my limbs shattered. Please, spare me, please. Y'all are too bored.
As long as the bones were shattered, that was all that mattered.
That's how they was thinking. As long as the bones are shattered, we Gucci, we good.
Most were not so lucky, and the bone breaking was only the beginning, or step 1 of 2 or 3.
What do you mean, step 1? What are you really talking about right now? But what do you mean, bro? They threaded him through the wheel?
Following step 1, bodies were typically threaded through the spokes of another wheel. While this would be difficult to do with a normal person, it was much easier once their limbs were broken. The wheel was then attached to a pole and displayed for all to see, much like those who had undergone.
Let's be honest for like 3 seconds, maybe even 5. What do you think these 3 men did? Like, do you think it was that bad to the point where they had to get displayed on display on wheels with like stuff sewn through their arms tied to the wheel? What could they have possibly done that was this bad? I'll tell you what. The first dude, he sneezed in the wrong direction and got the death penalty. The second guy spoke out of his turn and immediately got hit with the band hammer, bro. Look at him. He spoke out of his turn one time and now he's hanging on the wheel. The third man, I don't even think he did anything. He's just here. He's literally just here.
At this point, some would be cut apart or strangled, which would finally, though painfully, end their suffering. Others would be placed above a blazing fire, or alternatively thrown directly
what's up with y'all in this darn wheel? And I could just like imagine them like really trying to like sell this wheel to people. They like, it comes with multifunctional purpose. You can tie them to it, you can sew them to it, you can burn on them, you can hit them with the wheel, you can do this to them. Like, I want to see the salesman who was selling these wheels to people, bro, and who was buying them.
Bodies were simply left where they had been thrown or hung up to be eaten away by the beaks, teeth, and claws of wild animals. Many believed that this would prevent the souls from ever finding eternal peace.
It was that serious? Next punishment, bro. Next punishment, because I don't even know what they're talking about. The Brazen Bull.
This form of execution was created by the ancient Greeks. It had a few names, and it might also be called the Bronze Bull or the Sicilian Bull. But how do we know anything about it at all?
Is what I know.
One of the answers is because it was written about in something called the Biblioteca Historica.
That's what that is, the
Biblioteca?
Biblioteca?
Historical library. It consists of many books written by an ancient Greek historian named Diodorus Siculus. In these
Dude, these
books, you'll
names are
find
crazy.
his version of the history of the world.
I need one of those.
The guy who invented it was an inventor by trade, and he was named Perilos of Athens. It's said
Perilos.
before he built this thing somewhere between 570 and 554
Okay,
BC.
finally we got a date. 570 and 554 BC. Y'all, this was before Christ. Christ came and saved the world. No joke. He actually he had to touch down on planet Earth and was like, yo, all right, y'all doing a little too much. Y'all got too much free time on your hands. Like, we was actually wilding. Not we. Y'all, they were actually wilding. God had to step in and say, yo, okay, that's enough. Y'all done enough. It's time to put the pitchforks down. It's literally time to hang this stuff up.
He was what you might call a creative technologist of the past, looking for some funding. He
Right.
got that funding from a man named Phalaris, the tyrant of Acragas. Given his frightening title, you wouldn't be surprised to hear that this man was said to be very cruel. In some accounts,
I think everybody born in this age was cruel, bro. Nobody was everybody born in whatever time period he just said. Anything before BC, let's be honest, there's not one kind soul in that time period. Everybody and their mama was evil, bro. Even the babies that was just born. Those babies came out smiling and grinning. And not in a good way. They came out with the evil smirk. Y'all not fooling nobody. I don't think I've heard one good thing come out of the Stone Age. Every time somebody is bringing up the past and the history of humans, it's never anything good. It's either about something we made that almost destroyed Earth, or something that almost destroyed us as humans. It's never anything positive. Bibliothèque, I don't know why that's stuck in my head now. Bibliothèque.
So how did one perish in a brazen bull? Well, it was certainly a thing conjured up by a creative yet sadistic imagination.
This got to be a
it was
crazy
said
way
to be
to go
the
out.
same size of a bull, but shaped from bronze, with an opening where a man could enter the thing.
Look
a
at
fire
him. He'll be
was
screaming
then
for a
lit
long
under
while.
the bull.
People, that's another thing. Y'all, I'm sorry for pausing it so much, but I got so much to say. That's another thing. People were literally gathering around in crowds to watch executions. Seriously, what was wrong with people? I feel like we needed the internet. We needed the internet to actually like sit us down and give us something to do. Why are we gathering around to watch another human being die? What are we really doing? Nobody in that crowd was like, yo, we actually bugging. We're actually bugging. We about to watch a man get burned in a bronze bull. And you know what? He probably got threw up in there after that, because they all were they were monsters, bro. They're lizards. They're reptiles. No, but the way we actually came up from being humans. No, because the biggest turnaround I think in human history is this. We went from gathering together in huge crowds and buying tickets to watch executions to buying tickets and gathering together and watching movies. I want to see what changed. When did our brains realize this was not the move?
A fire was then lit under the bull, and the man would slowly roast to death.
That is
but get
crazy.
this, it was made so that when the man was howling in agony, his shrieks would emanate through specially distorted pipes built into the bull, so the impression an onlooker would get was an animal bellowing in pain.
Yo, they were cooked. Our past generations were cooked. Actually, in the brains fried. Not only did you make this bronze bull to kill people slowly, but you added a horn inside to make jokes about it and make it funny. Give it a little laugh, a hee hee ha ha. You're cackling out of my joke. You're making me the butt of the joke while I'm dying. I'm forever gonna be the joke as a soul. They were cruel. They were too cruel. Then what do you mean this is so much fun? Hercules? Who is this? John Doe. This is literally the man from A Quiet Place, bro. Is that literally not? That's not him. The dad from A Quiet Place. I don't mean to bring him up, but who was that? Anthony Padilla? No, that's a YouTuber. Let me just unpause, bro.
The bones that were left would then be turned into bracelets. So
I don't know. What more is there to say? What more is there to say? I mean, I'm at a loss of words now. I'm genuinely at a loss of words. They did
smells
what?
so good. The bones that were left would then be turned into bracelets. So the
Oh my gosh, where'd you get that bracelet from? Girl, you wouldn't even believe. I got this bracelet from the live execution I watched. You should get one too. Actually, I'll get you one. I'll pre-order you one. That was a conversation had during that time. That somebody, two people have had that conversation before.
Your victim will be punished, and you will enjoy the music. When the bull was finished, Phalaris told the inventor to get inside the thing to test out the sound, but some sources say he lit the fire and the inventor died there.
Nah. No. Bro, what do you mean? Is this your way of, was this y'all scamming back then? Y'all scamming was death? Nowadays, I pulled off on a plug, scammed them 10 G's for the devil's lettuce. Back then, it was, instead of me paying for this torture method you just gave me, how about I use it on you and then I just don't pay. I just cheated my way out of paying by killing you. with your own invention. He died. What do you mean he died? He didn't even get to see it get used? He went out actually sad. Not only did he not get paid, not only did he not see it get used, but he died to it. And it was his invention. And then why would you even get in there? How about you get in there and test it out?
He lit the fire and the inventor died there. Others say he pulled him out, but then killed him by pushing him over a cliff. It seems for all his hard
No, I wasn't talking. My stuff wasn't muted. I just literally had nothing to say. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, nobody, there's no victim here. Nobody was the good guy back then. There's no victim here, y'all. Let's be real. Because this guy isn't, he's not so innocent. Because the man who invented this bull isn't so innocent. Let's remember why he's here in the story. He invented the bull. They're all killers. Nobody here is innocent. I was born in the right generation, bro. I was born in the right generation. Like, I gotta like actually thank God every day for that. I'm trying to like really like gather together like puzzle pieces so I can make some picture out of this. Because it seemed like they're just killing just to kill and everybody is just mad just because. Like the only emotion everybody has is just anger and sorrow.
Phalaris was also killed inside the bull. So that's inventor and commissioner both killed at their own hands. And
Wait. So not only did the inventor die inside of his bull, but the man who killed him inside his bull died in the bull too. I got nothing to say. On to the next punishment, yo. What is this? Scaphism? Worst punishment?
will it be suffocation by ashes perhaps? Or maybe having molten gold poured down your...
What? I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore. What do you mean? Drowning to ashes. I didn't even know that was possible. Drowning to ashes. Whose ashes? And then he said drowning to gold. Talk about going out in style. Y'all just had money like that.
Or maybe having molten gold poured down your throat, as what might have happened to the Roman Emperor Valerian. It's hard to say which would be worse, but today we think we have
gold,
a Persian
obviously, that's
punishment
gonna be
that was
burning
the
hot.
most brutal of them all. It's written that his wife became quite unhappy with one of her eunuchs. So unhappy, in fact, that she ordered that he be killed 3 times. It's called the triple death.
Look, he's going too fast for my liking, y'all. I have such like a peanut brain that I have to like sit here and break down everything that he says. You the queen and you just asked me to be executed 3 times? You asked me to die 3 times. And boom, it's just like that. How did y'all kill me, bring me back, kill me, and then bring me back, and then kill me again?
It said first his eyes were pulled from his head, but then he was nursed back to health. His second death was being...
So y'all were literally killing folks and then bringing them back to life. You gouged my eyes out. Then you saw him back up and you give me medical treatments for him. Then what happened? What happened
His
after?
eyes were pulled from his head, but then he was nursed back to health. His second death was being flayed, but again, he was nursed so he wouldn't die.
So he was skinned and then they put the skin back on him.
Flayed, as that resulted in certain death. When he was better, then he was crucified in the job.
So y'all torture me, y'all let me heal. Then you torture me again, you let me heal. And then finally, I'm doing much better now. You crucify me to a cross. I mean, if y'all hated me, y'all could have just said that. I could have just left. I could have been left. Somebody else could have been king. Y'all could have just let me roam out this castle. Did y'all have to do all this? Nah, I don't think. He must have cheated on her, bro, because 3 times is crazy.
It said this man accidentally killed Cyrus the Younger, the rebel who was intending to kill his older brother Arsaces so he could inherit the throne. All was going well. The throne was in his sights. Cyrus then went to attack his brother's personal bodyguard, and then, oops, out of nowhere, a javelin just hit him and killed him on the spot. This was a huge setback for the rebels, and they all retreated. Their future king was dead.
Why was he even down there fighting anyways if he was the future king? Did y'all not expect him to die?
Holes were made in the boat so that the prisoner could be fastened in them with his hands, feet, and heads.
Bro, at some point, y'all gotta like realize, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? Somewhere throughout putting this man in a boat and putting the other boat on top of him, y'all took a break and was like, whoa, what is this? What made us do this? Who came up with this idea? Who was really pondering on this thought? Who put this man in here like this? What did he do to deserve this? What did he do? Sir, I'm about to ask you, what did you do? Do you really deserve this punishment that you're about to get? I don't even know what's about to happen, and I know it's about to be bad. Because automatically, I see a hammer, I see a man who's become one with the boat, and I see ropes getting tied around him in the water. That could never be a good, that could never ever be a good thing.
They force-fed Mithridates milk and honey, and in good-sized portions too. They also covered his face with the stuff. Soon, his honey-covered face was covered in flies that were feasting on him and the honey. He was then force-fed more and more until his belly was distended, and he had produced quite the pile of excrement.
I would actually lose my mind.
At this point, as Plutarch said, creeping things and vermin spring out of the corruption and the rottenness of the excrement. These things entered Mithridates' bowels, while his flesh was slowly being eaten too from the outside.
So the man they just slaughtered, the man that was on that boat, they just tortured for like 7 days straight. I think that got to be like the worst punishment ever, bro. That might just be the worst death ever. All that happened to him because he accidentally hit the future king, but he was on the battlefield. How did y'all know it came from me? How do y'all know that I shot that though? Y'all watched me throw the spear and it hit him? You watched it. You was watching me. We got enemies on the other side. You had your eyes on me. Who's really in the wrong here? I mean, y'all put him down here with us like he wasn't finna be the next king. Y'all thought he really had plot armor, like he just couldn't get touched. What is he doing ahead of us? Stick with your team. Why are you so far ahead? I shouldn't be throwing a spear at my enemies and it hits you. That's saying something. Like, you shouldn't be that far. You shouldn't even be down here. So let's really can we like execute the people who put you on the field and not me for doing my job? You were in my way. The blood eagle, worst punishment. What the freak is the blood eagle?
You think, okay, it'll be quick and painless. I'll say my prayers and that'll be that. I'm a martyr.
I'm never
Heaven will be good to me.
Never
But you
that
underestimate the brutal creativity of your foes.
What did he just say? You're going to have your ribs and lungs pulled through your back. And if I was the king right there, I would have instantly broke. I would have gained so much strength and broke out of them shackles. Boom, boom, and I'm running straight out the back of that freaking tent. Because you're not finna sit up in my face and tell me what you're about to do, and it sound that crazy. That actually sound like Leatherface himself came up with that idea, bro. Is that the thing from that one movie, Midsummer? Dude, that Joni was crazy, and I think that's what they're talking about. You thinking like, okay, they finna just chop my head off real fast. It'll be fast. It'll be quick. And then he like, nah, bro, we actually about to pull everything you got in the front to your back. I would like to speak to my lawyer. Actually, I'm the king. I want both of you executed right now, because you did not just tell me that to my face. Oh my gosh.
But we'll add a bit more to the description of this nasty Viking execution procedure.
I don't think there's any more needed.
The person is laid on their chest with their back facing
Hold
the
on.
enemy.
You're not going to ignore that dump just sitting in front
From
of
the
your
chest with their
nation, bro.
back
Holy.
facing the naked victim is then approached by an executioner with a very sharp knife, or something bigger, like an axe. In some cases, he might have an eagle carved into his skin. This was merely an aperitif. With that knife, he then tears through the flesh in the man's back, with so much power that he actually severs the ribs. Those ribs are pulled and stretched outward like wings. The pièce de résistance is when the man's lungs are pulled through his back and wrapped over the rib wings. This procedure was supposed to give more of an impression of bird's wings, hence the blood eagle. It sounds too bad to be true. So how do we know this actually happened? Well, during the Viking Age, they had poets.
We like outlive, like we're like overstaying our place on earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we weren't supposed to make it this far. We were not supposed to get this far. But something snapped when Christ touched down on earth, and he said something to them people that made them be like, yo, we actually got to sit down and just chill. And now we got Fortnite, and we got Brat, we got Charlie XCX, and we got all this other stuff that we, you get where I'm getting at? We got stuff to like distract us. Because what was we doing? What were they doing? What were they doing? If y'all enjoyed this episode, leave a like. I guess I don't even be asking for likes, but listen, I don't even know what to say, because I'm still stuck on how like they put the man who created the Brazen Bull in the bull. Then the guy who put that guy in there died to the bull. Yeah. I love y'all. Stay safe and be boop. Golly, bro. Get me out of here, please.